Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever day you're going to be watching this video. It's your girl Almond Brown 09 coming to you guys today with another, almond anointed word of the day. Welcome to all of my almond delights. I just want to thank you guys first and foremost for listening to me. Yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day, great evening, great afternoon, whatever day you're going to be watching this video. I hope you guys are still doing well during this whole pandemic that we're still in, but people think that we're not. I just been seeing a whole lot of people still not believing that people sick and dying from this whole virus, and they being reckless. But my thing is now is back to school. What is it that they're going to do, or what is it that you're going to do to make sure that your children, if you have children, are safe going back to school, or that you're safe going back to school if your college is still open, or your high school if you're a high schooler listening to me. Yeah, because a lot of people they're saying what's the difference in you have your child out of school now, but your children are around a whole lot of people who are around a whole lot of people who are around a whole lot of people. But then again, you're afraid to allow them to go back to school. So they're saying, what is the difference? Because a lot of parents, they cannot afford to take off or to homeschool their children, or to be at home with their children while they're doing schooling. They can't afford to take off. Even if the ones that may have taken off or were able to have time off during the first wave, the first 3 months that everything was pretty much closed down, they couldn't afford to do that, but they had to do that. So now with this new wave possibly coming up, what is it that they're going to be able, how is it that they're going to be able to still go to work and have their children at home? Like, that's impossible, especially for the ones that have kids that's like in kindergarten and they can't watch themselves, or they can't work themselves. A lot of high schoolers, they'll be able to, you can leave them at home and they'll be able to do their work. Hopefully they'll be able to do their work. But what about the kids that are in elementary school that are not old enough to stay home and watch themselves, but their parents are essential workers and they don't have anyone to watch their kids? So it's almost like you're trading one thing for the other. So it's like, okay, I send my children to school so I can work to pay the bills to feed my kids, because the government, that the stimulus money that they gave, it was enough for some people for a month, if that. But so now you want them to take off of work to stay home to teach their children, but then don't have any money to feed the children that they have to stay home and teach. So I guess it's a win-win or a lose-lose, whichever way you want to see it. But I just don't think that is right, that there are those of you, maybe not none of you that are listening, but those of you that are bashing the people that have to send their children back to school. Like, I don't get that. I don't understand why people are bashing other people for the decisions that they have to make about their own children. But it's I don't get it. I really don't. So I just think if you're gonna do something, just be supportive. If you're someone that can stay home, and that's your neighbor, then how about you volunteer to keep your neighbor's children for that week while they have to do schooling? You teach their children, or you oversee them doing their work and everything like that, and then let them go home on the weekend if their parents work throughout the week, as opposed to you bashing them for having to go to work and send their children to school. How about you be a helpmeet to these people, as opposed to don't complain about the problem but don't have a solution. Help out and help try to provide a solution. That's what I say. So the kids don't have to go back and forth from your house to their parents, and their parents being out working and everything like that throughout the week. just on the weekend, send them back home on the weekend. So then that's less exposure. Yeah, they're going to be around them on the weekend, but it's not going back and forth every single day. So maybe that's a solution to somewhat of a problem. But I just feel like if some parents don't send their children back, especially the ones that need assistance, they have special accommodations to be able to be taught, or how they have to be taught. Then what are they going to do? What are the parents going to do? Because they're not licensed, they're not skilled in teaching their child that may have a learning disability. That's why you send them to schools with the teachers that are equipped to teach their children. So now a lot of parents are going to have a hard time and possibly have children that fail or fall behind in their learning because they can't teach them themselves. And then you say, oh, well, they should get a tutor. Okay, so that's more money going out of house to teach their children when the children will be going to a free school. So if they do go to a tutor, you have to pay that tutor, and then the tutor, they're still around the tutor. Because I know you're not going to pay a tutor to do online, because that defeats the purpose of not being able to go to work. Because a tutor, especially if you work in the morning time or at night or whatever, or if you work in the morning time during like school hours, where a tutor, you really don't want your kids doing tutoring at night, like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, because it's time to go to bed, because they have to get up for school again the next day. So that's something that was just like on my mind as we approach the time that the children are supposed to go back to school. You guys just let me know down in the comment section, like, what are you going to do? Or let me know, what are you guys going to do with your children as far as them returning to the schoolhouse or not. No judgment zone over here. Whatever you decide to do, that's your children. You lean on your faith, your belief, whatever it is that you have that's going to keep you sane. Because I always say, we can't live in fear, but you use wisdom. So use wisdom and use it wisely. Let me know down, what are you guys going to do with your children? And maybe that can be an idea that somebody else can use down in the comments for their own children, and to kind of help make up their mind as to what they want to do. I apologize, there's no song for today. My throat is a little sore, so I can't sing for you guys. I apologize, but I do love you guys with the love of God, and there is nothing you can do about it. All right. Peace.